we don't get that anymore.
As we can see.
So, come on.
Yeah, I'll let you. I'll let you.
This is kind of our hazmat stations. Usually, that's where most every station has its own kind of niche. Like this is hazmat, station 2 is HDR. But here we can take a walk around. You can see right back here is where we keep our 2 hazmat trucks, and we keep a foam trailer as well. Right out here, we keep a foam trailer as well when we go on deployments. So, and this is our captain. This is Captain Chrisley out here. Huh? Oh, okay, yeah. They actually have a semi truck here, kind of. This is our hazmat. Head of hazmat. There we go.
Nice to meet you, sir.
All right. This is our big truck. We'll take the trailers around. We go all over the state. Depending on the severity of the call. There ain't much to it. It's just a big truck. There's also, I would take you guys up there, but I can't get back there. But there's also like a little headquarters right in here, kind of where we can do command situations and everything like that. Yeah, you're welcome to take you up and get a look. This is just a shed full of extra stuff.
And what type of calls with this?
Like big, massive spills,
Yeah.
like tanker truck rollover. Sometimes you gotta drain a tanker truck. So it just depends. A lot. I mean, they can go to really anything. Gas situations, nuclear stuff. Luckily, we haven't been on that I know of, not since I've been here.
Yeah.
It don't happen too often, but we'll probably have about, depending on the weather, we'll probably have about once a month or so.
Oh, wow.
So, sometimes we don't have any for 4 months straight. It just depends.
Yeah.
It's a big boy. I didn't even get a look at it.
I don't think we have any hazmat stuff.
Nope, we don't. They're just better than us. I'm just kidding.
I'll take you guys up the stage. So we work 24-hour shifts, obviously, so we sleep here as well, so this is kind of our home. I feel like I see here more than I see my actual home. Just watch your steps. Here, let me turn these lights on for you. This is kind of our living quarters. Probably smell like a lot.
Back into college.
Other bathrooms, nothing special. We got bunk rooms. It's very nice. We have our own individual bunk rooms here. And this is where our captain stays back here. It ain't nothing too fancy, but it's just very nice.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have to sleep in bunk rooms.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
So you have individual quarters.
Yep.
Okay.
We love it. Everybody has their own separate room. We keep our own stuff in it.
That is nice.
It makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions?
No, we're just something new.
So you say 24-hour shifts. How many shifts do you do?
We work only 10 a month.
Okay.
10 to 12, depending on the month. Depending on what it falls on.
And how many people do you have working at this station?
Usually 5 at one time if we're lucky, 6, but not usually 6. So we usually ride 3 on the engine, 2 on the main truck. Sometimes we'll have students and stuff.
So you have a total of how many that are rotating?
Yeah. So what do you mean rotating?
You said 5 work at a time, but you're doing, how many shifts did you say?
There's 3 shifts.
Okay.
And then at this station, we usually have 5 people here at one time.
Okay.
So 3 to the engine, 2 to the medic truck. We have a workout area too. It's kind of ancient, but we love it. You guys have any questions?
What do you suggest students to come? How often do you have
Happens more often than usual. Like a lot of paramedic students will come through and they'll ride on the medic truck, and they consider it clinicals, and they get a lot of their experience out here. But they'll also get run at city. So I mean, it depends on the season, depends on the time of the year, really. So, yeah, we stay busy with that.
And they're high school students or college students?
Usually college students. We'll have some high school students come through and do an EMT ride along or something like that, but not too often. Not with us too often.
Can you generally tell, like, the ones that come, like, this one gonna make it, this one?
Sometimes. We can usually tell by the end of the shift.
You
You
can
can tell how far along they are and how much they know.
Yeah,
And I mean, there's a lot of times that we have to look at them straight up like, hey, you're kind of running behind.
yeah.
You know, we want you to succeed. That's all.
Yeah.
We don't want you to go to failure. And if you're running behind, that's not what we want you
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
So,
I was wondering, because sometimes mine doesn't, I mean, I'm a liaison to the two hospitals here, community and Rome, and I tell when people come through, that's what it is. Like, we haven't done a safety driving course or like that. It's way different than this, but it's just safety.
yeah.
And I can tell who's gonna make it, like, who has the heart to do it.
Well, before you can get out here, you gotta go through a 6-month academy.
Really?
Because that's like, not really like boot camp, but it's kind of like
Now, is that in the area? Or
yeah, the runner training center over off Kessler Millward.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see a lot of us running out there sometimes. Just to run.
And this is not volunteer, correct? This is.
All of Salem's paid. We do have a rescue squad that runs EMS, and they don't, and they run maybe. They've been running a lot lately. So.
And a 6-month course, is that like a certain amount of the course, or how does that work?
Well, you got to take, I think it's 5 or 6 big tests for like certification wise. You got to get your hazmat, Fire 1, Fire 2, EMT, and then I'm for sure there's other ones, but you got to get rope technician and just kind of the basic stuff. And so once you finally get through that, and a lot of it's not learning, a lot of it's getting yelled at and doing push-ups. Did a lot of those, so.
Just by practice a good
Right.
experience for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I went through volunteer academy first, and that's what kind of was like, I was like, this ain't gonna be that bad. Then I get there and I was like, oh,
Yep.
this is a lot different.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he's thinking about where we are knocking out doing that junior, we got fire.
Student program.
How old
Student
are you?
program. 15.
15. I think you gotta be 16 running.
Yeah, he's turning 16.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be great.
He's hoping to September.
I'll tell you, that's how I started, and I loved it. As soon as I turned 18, I went full time.
And how old are you now?
I'm 20 next week.
So you've been so fresh in this, but you made up your mind right away.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 3 years.
Yeah, that's good. You made up your mind pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now, were you always interested in fire and rescue and anything?
Not at all. I needed something. At first, when I was going to volunteer, I just needed something.
Okay.
So I switched over and started doing that volunteer and loved it. Just had an age for it. And then I went paid and I was like, I ain't volunteering no more. No, volunteering is great. I just couldn't balance the two between, a lot of us work part-time jobs now, so on my days off, I'm usually working with a part-time job. And you get so much time off. It's my first year I didn't have a part-time job. My first year and a half I didn't have a part-time job. And then I was sitting at home and I was finally get to the point that I was twiddling my thumb so bored.
Yeah.
So,
He's always been interested,
Yeah.
more than the rest of us, just with fire and rescue and even law enforcement. So, I mean, so I feel like he's always had that same kind of tunnel vision,
yeah.
and just that civil service and law enforcement.
And that's how you get started. You start volunteering at a young age. A lot of people just jump right into this. They'll go just through a paid academy and not have any experience with it. My biggest thing, I wanted to make sure that I liked it before I went and put all this commitment into it.
That's true.
So, once I got out, it was like, we stayed busy, but it's not as hard as the academy.
Right.
I'm working 24-hour shifts. I always say this is the best job in the world.
I wonder if they took you through the rigmarole in the academy at a high shelf, and then so that when you be prepared for just about anything, and then when you got here, it's going to be kind of.
Well, not really. Academy, they'll learn you. We like to say they'll get you certified, not qualified. When you get out here, you're going to get your qualifications because you get all your certifications. You learn kind of the basics, and you get out here and you learn your own. Because we go through the company with Roanoke County, Bottle Top, Roanoke City, and us, we'll go through the same academy, and we usually hire like 2 or 3 at one time. We do that maybe 2 times a year, which it depends with Salem, because Salem's so little. Little, but feels little with 3 stations compared to a lot of other big counties and jurisdictions. So it just depends.
Sounds good.
So do you switch around to different stations, or do you primarily?
Sometimes, but here lately not much. We kind of have a good set. This is my assigned station. So sometimes if somebody calls out or something happens, they get sick, we'll have to travel out.
You ever had a big issue with call upon others to help you?
Yeah, we've had, like fires and stuff. We've had different fires. We had Otter Avenue apartments over there. Like we had a pretty good sized fire in the top story apartment, and then we had to call in Roanoke City for a ladder, and we usually call in from different. Anytime there's a fire, we'll call in from different companies. And there may be some times, which we don't do a lot, but these our transport times are so slow or so short. But there may be sometimes that another, like Roanoke County, may have to come down here and help us out. Get right down there real quick. So it just depends. Depends how busy we get. Depends on the day. And like it's funny because Salem sometimes can be just like that all day, or it can be like depends.
What's one of the busiest days you've had? Could you recall how many you had in one day?
Truck 1 is our busiest truck. I think it's in the top 50 of the world.
Really?
Not the world, sorry, in the state. It's the top 50 busiest trucks in the state. So, anyways, I ran 17 back. But this truck is, because we always swap back and forth. Like, one day I'll ride the engine, my next shift, which is Monday, see how you lost that engine done, I'll ride the medic truck. So,
You have a favorite?
medic truck's always one day. So, it depends on me.
I can understand that.
I had a really good partner who worked up there. He lives up in Whitfield, and he actually got a supervisor drive up there. And so he used to ride the truck all the time. But if we had a good flow, we didn't care about being on there. Like being busy and making shift good look great. And then he left. So
It helps when you got a good partner.
yeah.
So is this just strictly hazmat, or is this like I see you got engine over here,
Yeah, well,
and then you got hazmat. So is
this
it
hazmat, none of this goes anywhere
Okay.
unless we get a hazmat call. Usually when we get a hazmat call, we'll like pull people from stations when they're on shift, they're certified hazmat technicians, and we'll pull people from stations and take this truck out. And we'll take one of these trailers, depending on the severity of the hazmat call. He gets all the calls. Usually when he gets a call, and he's like, oh no, and we're like, oh god, somebody's about to leave.
Is there a big range of hazmat that you would cover, or what are some of the?
I think it's state. I think it's all over. I think we've been all over. I don't think we've ever gone out of Virginia. Well, I think we've definitely gone out of Virginia, maybe West Virginia and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. It depends. I mean, it depends on the severity of the calls. Absolutely huge, and they'll pull from a lot of places.
Now, you the only hazmat for South Virginia, or is it?
I know Roanoke City has some hazmat, but I'm not sure about other stations.
That would make you busier.
So we run just regular calls, medical calls, fire calls, and then accidents with those, and then we always have the chance of having to put this truck out of service and then taking this truck out.
so you named a bunch like hazmat, fires. What about your water rescues?
Water rescues.
What would you?
I like our Station 2 people. They're kind of our HDR, like rope stuff and technical rescue stuff. They have all that stuff. They have a trailer for it and all that good stuff. And they're usually the ones to go on that. We'll go out too, and if anybody's Swiftwater certified, I don't like water. If anybody's Swiftwater certified, then they'll go out and help. I mean, anybody can go. And it's like we just deployed a couple of months ago to West Virginia for the flooding. They didn't get to do anything, but they're on standby. So.
So does that happen at times too, where you might get called out, but maybe on standby just in case?
Like they stayed in the hotel room, pumped up the boats and stuff, just had everything ready to go. So, and it happens like that sometimes. In worst case, best thing they don't heal. But it's better to have them there. Like when we call, like as you were talking about earlier, when we call somebody like another truck to come help us with something, like a fire or something, we'd rather have them there than not have them there. If something hits the fan, one of us will work the fire, we're going to have all the extra hands on deck. Yep. So that's why when you see a fire, you see trucks lined up down the road, no matter the size of the house. So, that's the thing, is like they can get dispatched, and worst case scenario, we call them back and say, hey, we don't care.
It's better to have than not.
Yep.
Luckily with Salem, we don't get a whole lot of too big of fires because we're so close to everything, so we can get there and make a good attack at first. And kind of control the fire before it gets out of hand.
Right.
Which we had given fire. You ever hear about that one?
No.
That was a pretty big one. That was a partial structure. But we had, it's just spontaneous.
Right.
So, depends on the fires. Like the other day, we had a chimney fire. And then, I mean, sometimes you remember contents fire. And depending on what's in the house, you can take off and go farther. So.
Do you have more questions?
I mean, that's all I got right now.
Get your application.
Right?
Get this volunteer experience in person.
Yeah.
Go from there.
I think it's in the future. We appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah.
You guys have any more questions?
Do you have any more?
You got a hat?
Do you have any more?
Just kidding.
I got
kidding.
3 upstairs and I love
kidding.
my hats. One of them you can't even button, they're so old.
You can earn your hat.
I will.
Do you have any
That's
questions?
the best thing is wearing a hat.
I want to check out the boots.
Yeah.
Some of the old ones are better.
Yep. And we like to have golf tournaments here every now and again. We're
Do you
big
really?
golfers.
Are you?
Yeah, we love golf.
I'm bad at it. Really bad.
I'm bad at it too. It's kind of just
Just to get together.
yeah, pretty much.
So what's over here? And here we go. All right, y'all. So engine 3 just got a call. So we just out here.